This is a half-sized replica of an 18th century field snare drum. These are full-size replicas of 18th century field snare drums. Replica means an exact copy of something. We play these kind of drums with two wooden drumsticks. Can you notice the unique tones that the different drums make when I play on each drum head? Are you able to guess what materials these drums are made of just by looking at them? The round part here is called the shell of the drum. It's made out of wood that was cut into long, thin sheets called plywood, which are soaked in water until they get soft and bendy. Then the plywood is slowly bent until it makes this cylindrical shape. The top and the bottom drum are surrounded by these two wooden hoops called rims that have been painted red. The rims are held together by over 100 feet of rope that has been wrapped back and forth many times in and out of holes that surround the rims. These pieces of leather that slide up and down the ropes pull the top and bottom hoops tightly together when I push them down. You can remember the names of these pieces of the drums because they look like a part of my head. Did somebody say ears? Yes, these are the ears of the snare drum. You may have deduced by now that the top and bottom part of the drum are called heads. This top part here is known as the batter head, and it's the part of the drum that we play when using our drumsticks. The bottom side of the drum is known as the resonant head. These drum heads are made of animal skin, in this case, cow skin. Now, people have used animal skin for drum heads for an incredibly long time, even since the first drums were played in Africa long before people kept a written history. Now, pulled tightly across the resonant head are strings called snares, and you guessed it, this is how this drum got its name, the snare drum. Now, when I spin this little metal wheel, the strainer that's connected to the snares, it makes the snares tighter and gives the special high-pitched sound of a snare drum. So in the 18th century, just like these replica drums, the snares would be made of sinew, which is actually animal intestines twisted tightly together into string. Now that might seem strange to us today, but before modern materials were created, it was common to use parts of animals to make musical instruments. Now that you've learned a little bit about 18th century field snare drums, it's important to let you know that traditionally they were accompanied by, that means played together with, an instrument called the fife. I'm going to have my friend Anthony tell you a little bit about the fife.
Yeah, so this is a fife. It's made of a hard wood. This particular fife is made of Coca-Cola wood. At the end, at each end is a metal ferrule. It holds the fife together. Very simple. You have 6 finger holes and 1 blowhole. That's all it is. Just inside the fife is a cork, like a regular cork. You can kind of see it. It sits right here, and all it does is it forces all the air underneath the finger holes and out of this end of the fife. The fife can be heard for about a mile away. It was used all the way up to the 18th century for communication on the battlefields, because it could be heard above the musket and the cannon fire.
I began playing this kind of drum with the Colonial Williamsburg Fife and Drum Corps in 1990 when I was just 10 years old. Colonial Williamsburg is called a living history museum, and that's why when you visit there you will see that everyone is dressed the same as people used to dress over 200 years ago in the 18th century. My mission is to share musical instruments and culture to educate, inspire, and unite. Sometime when you're online, hope you'll check out rhythmmoveslive.com and let us know where Rhythm Moves can visit you.
Right.